Not all of the biggest moments in Chinese entertainment happen on the red carpet or in rehearsed drama scenes. Sometimes, it's the small, unplanned moments, those that occur amid laughter, confusion, and promotional routines, that send the entire internet into a frenzy overnight. Such was the case on the day when Hou Minghao, the actor with a gentle yet intoxicating aura, almost kissed Lu Yuxiao in front of a large crowd. It was a moment so quick, so gentle, so unintentional, yet felt so incredibly intimate that almost no one noticed at the time. It was only after the video clip of the event went viral that people rubbed their eyes and said, "Wait, did they just almost kiss?" The promotional event was proceeding as usual. The stage was bright, with a large LED screen behind it displaying posters of the movies or dramas they starred in together, the hosts' chairs filled with cheerful laughter, and the boisterous voices of fans filling the auditorium. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Lu Yuxiao looked charming as always, wearing a simple dress that made her beauty look more natural and captivating. Her smile was gentle, her movements graceful, and every time she spoke, the entire room seemed to focus only on her. On the other side, Hou Minghao appeared in a relaxed style, his charisma never failing to make fans scream, and his masculine charm trying not to be too conspicuous, but instead looking even more captivating. At first, everything went normally. They answered the host's questions, joked around, and occasionally glanced at each other while holding back laughter. The main camera kept moving from the host to the actors, while the side cameras captured every little angle that the audience rarely saw. And it was on one of those side cameras that a moment that almost became legendary was created. When a small prop on the table fell, either because it was knocked over or because it was too light, Lu Yuxiao reflexively bent down to pick it up. His movement was quick, gentle, and without hesitation. At almost the same time, Hou Minghao, who was standing next to him, also bent down with the same intention to help pick up the small object. Their movements were so synchronized, so similar, that in an instant, their faces were only a few inches apart. That second felt like it had stopped. At that close distance, their breaths almost mingled. Lu Yuxiao's hair, which fell on the side of his face, moved slightly from Hou Minghao's breath. Meanwhile, the actor's expression froze. His eyes widened slightly, as if he had just realized how close he was to his co-star. But it wasn't just surprise that was visible. There was a small sparkle in his eyes, something that even the camera failed to hide. It was a mixture of admiration, awkwardness, and something more subtle, more warm. And then, in an instant, Hou Minghao restrained himself. He pulled his body back slightly, with a movement that seemed to force himself to regain consciousness. A smile appeared, a small, awkward, and very human smile, before he stood up straight again. Lu Yuxiao was also surprised, but she covered it up with a soft little laugh. That laugh, though brief, held something behind it: shyness, amusement, and maybe also a flutter of excitement. What was happening around them? Nothing. The hosts were still talking. The audience was still focused on the stage as a whole. The main camera didn't capture that moment at all. But the side camera? That camera captured everything. Every second. Every small movement. Every breath that might not even have been noticed by the person experiencing it. After standing back up, Hou Minghao briefly looked away. But a few seconds later, his eyes returned to Lu Yuxiao. As soon as the talent finished her little laugh and refocused on the show, she glanced at Hou Minghao. A quick glance, almost imperceptible, but full of meaning that could only be captured if you played it back in slow motion. And that's where the warmth lies. Neither of them was acting. They weren't filming. They weren't characters in a drama tasked with appearing close. They were just two people sharing a small moment that was too close, too intimate, too surprising to ignore. Fans who rewatched the video in high resolution immediately noticed something that the people in the room had missed. Some wrote that the moment was chemistry that couldn't be denied, while others said that the two were too natural to be called a coincidence. Others argued that their reactions, not panicked, not defensive, but instead seeming to enjoy the sweet awkwardness, were a sign that their closeness went beyond just being co-workers. What made this moment even more significant was how they acted after the incident. Hou Minghao's mood seemed to shift slightly. He seemed to glance at Lu Yuxiao more often, but every time his gaze almost met the actress's eyes, he immediately looked away while holding back a smile. Some fans even noticed that his ears were slightly red. Meanwhile, Lu Yuxiao seemed to be trying to maintain her professionalism, but occasionally stole glances at Hou Minghao while biting her lips softly, a gesture she rarely displays in front of the camera. In the entertainment world, this kind of closeness can mean two things: a very natural friendship or the beginning of something much deeper. Netizens were divided. Some were convinced that the two were just too comfortable as work partners, considering that they had worked together on several projects. But others argued that such a close moment would not have elicited such a gaze if there wasn't something more personal going on behind the scenes. Whatever the opinion, one thing is certain: the near-kiss moment became one of the most talked about events in their fan community. Some video editors even started making slow-motion, zoom-in, and frame-by-frame analyses, showing how close their faces were at that moment. Even though if you watch it briefly, the moment is almost invisible. So fast, so vague, as if it was lost in the crowd of the event. And perhaps that is what makes this moment so special. Something that was not planned, not scripted, not made for the camera. Pure, raw, and full of honesty that is rarely seen in the lives of celebrities. That day may have been just another ordinary day for many people. But for fans who watched the recording over and over again, it was the day when two stars shone brighter than usual. When a small gesture revealed their human side, vulnerability, confusion, attraction, and an intimacy that couldn't be faked. The day when Hou Minghao almost kissed Lu Yuxiao, and the world only found out after it was all over. If that small moment alone sparked so much speculation, imagine what might be happening behind the scenes. Are they truly just close friends? Do they secretly harbor feelings for each other? Or is this just one of thousands of funny moments that happen between two people who respect and feel comfortable with each other? No one knows for sure except the two of them. Yet it is that mystery that keeps the public watching their interactions. And as long as they keep showing that unexpected chemistry in every opportunity, fans will always wait, always speculate, and always hope for something more. What's clear is that a moment almost no one noticed has now become one of the most talked about moments, an event proving that sometimes a small, unintended second can capture the attention of millions of eyes around the world.